is Shiro. I'm the creator of Nora Wakabi, the blog. I have linked it down below. And just for future reference, if you're looking for more content, more information, more resources, there'll always be more stuff on the blog because I just started this channel. So today I wanted to talk about how to be more productive. And the reason I'm even bringing this up is because it's the first week of January. You just come back from vacation. It's so hard to get back into the grind, into the routine. I mean, you've been off all of December. So this past week we expect you to just come back and, jump back in it and just produce work and good work immediately. And it is hard, trust me. So I wanted to do a video on how I just get around all this stuff. So let's get to it. Never hear people actually ask, how do I become more productive? Like, how would you even slide that into a conversation? Usually it's more like, I can't get my work done on time, I have all these deadlines, or there's not enough time in the day. Like, it's in full panic mode that you hear people be like, oh,
how do I get this stuff done?
I decided to just kind of like give you a short list of the things that I do to just get my stuff done, during the day, meeting deadlines, and it's just stuff that I've done over the years working in corporate America. So, write this down, try it out, and let me know what you think. In creating this list, I just wanted to sort of like break it down into 10 things that you can do to be more productive. And I wanted to view this as a way of becoming more efficient, more effective, and using your time, just time management, just being better with how you allocate your time during the day and just getting things done faster. So I hope you're gonna try these things. The first thing is creating a checklist. Create a checklist, and a checklist really is a list of things that need to get done, basically. And then you probably just modify it a little by adding due dates, by adding like stars to highlight things that need to get done faster or quicker or more important in the chain. So you create a checklist, you prioritize things, and then you track it. And it will help you so much in making sure that you're following up with people, you're making sure that everything that needs to get done is done and you're not a bottleneck in the process. The second thing is to delegate. People hate delegating. They think that delegating is giving up control. And I promise you, over the years, I have learned that delegating it makes you powerful, because you're basically telling people, I need you to do this for me, and I need you to give it back to me by this time, and I need it to be done this way. So start seeing delegating as really just a power move, where you're asking somebody to do something that you would have done, but you're telling them, I need you to do it because I need to create free time for myself because I have to do something more complex or something more time consuming that you are more equipped to handle. So think about delegating as creating more time for yourself to handle more complex things, more time consuming things, and just using your skills where they're more relevant. I mean, in my house, where if it's like shoveling the snow, that's I'm not doing that because I don't like doing it, so I delegate that. I'm like, that's your job, this is my job, and you just need to figure out how it's going to get done. I don't care how you do it, but it needs to get done. You get what I'm saying? Delegating is just divvying up your work and saying, I need you to do this, and I need it by this date, and and you also have to have some quality control, obviously, but delegate. Create space for your time, create time for yourself to be able to do things that are more important. The third thing is to declutter your space. Oh my God. I do not like clutter. I do not like being surrounded by things that, are not where they're supposed to be, especially on my desk. I do not like paper everywhere. I like a space that's organized. So declutter. It's a reflection of how your mind works. It's a reflection of how you get things done. And a lot of people don't realize this, but a clean space creates a place where you're able to be more creative. You're able to be more productive. I don't know why, but I think that when you have things more organized, things are where they're supposed to be. It's easier to find stuff. It's just not messy. it also creates a space in your mind where you're able to work better. So declutter your space, go file stuff, trash stuff that doesn't need to be there, and just put everything where it needs to be. Just try it out. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a cleaner desk, you know what I mean? So try it out. Let me know in the comments if it works. The fourth thing is to color code stuff. I am that person who has a spreadsheet that has green, yellow, red, and it's not that I like, colorful things, and you can't tell. It's not that I like colorful things. It's more that when you color code stuff, you can also kind of like quickly highlight things that need your attention. So if it's a green, it means probably that I have maybe like 3 weeks to get to it. If it's a yellow, I have months to get to it. If it's a red, it means that it's due and it's probably important and somebody is looking for it, and it's a deliverable that needs to get done. And another way to use color codes is to just kind of like segregate stuff where you're saying, this is like the daily stuff, this is the weekly stuff, this is the monthly stuff. You can color code based on anything you want, depending on what type of work you do. If you're a blogger, color codes could be, for deadlines. Try those color codes. If it's in a spreadsheet, if it's in a bullet journal where you have different color, you write tasks in different colors to sort of just call them out. Try that and let me know also how that works out for you. The other thing is setting reminders. Now, people will laugh and be like, reminders? I do that all the time. But I want to just point this out. If you have a meeting 2 months from now, so it's on the calendar, you don't even have to think about it. But how are you going to get ready for that meeting 2 months from now if you don't set a reminder for yourself like a month to the meeting, 2 weeks to the meeting? I mean, it would suck if the meeting just cropped up on you and you're like, holy crap, I needed to prepare for this meeting. I needed to, create this for this meeting and I haven't gotten to it and the meeting is in like a day or two. So set reminders for things like that on your calendar, on your phone. You have that calendar app. You can put your reminders in there. And the point of really setting a reminder for like a meeting or something that needs to be done is just so that you're aware of it. And if you need to do something to get ready for that thing, then you set a reminder for that thing. So don't think of them as like, oh, it's just a reminder. No, it's really just to make sure that you create time for that thing in the future that is going to happen, but you need to get ready for. And even if you don't need to get ready for it, maybe a reminder is good to just make sure that it's in the back of your mind. Because if you're setting a meeting for like 2 to 3 months from now, you're not thinking about it. So a reminder will sort of just bring it, it will bring it to your attention, and you will do what you need to do. Another thing that I do is I flag emails. Now, if you use Google or if you use like Microsoft Office, there is this functionality where you're able to flag emails. I don't know if a lot of people use them, and if they do, then we're together. We're the people who flag emails. Yay! Flagging emails is important. One, because you can search by flagging. Like if you go on the search box and you like click on the flagging thing, it will highlight all the emails that you flagged. Another thing is flagging also calls out things to you. It says, this needs my attention for whatever reason, and I need to make sure that I give it the attention it needs. Now, I'll typically flag emails where I'll get an email like in June for something that will be relevant in December. I'll flag it because you'll forget. I'm telling you, I don't care who you are, you will forget. Flag it. And you could write it down, but why write it down if you could just flag it in the app itself where you got the email? I think, people still, you'll write down something, but okay, picture this. It's June, you write something down on your notebook. A lot of stuff will happen between June and December. So it might just get lost in all the piles of things that you have to do. So if you flag it, it's just going to be there and it's going to call itself out, and you don't have to worry about remembering it or tracking where you wrote it down. Okay, so try that. The other thing is creating time blocks. Time blocks are like a lifesaver for me because you need to, first of all, time blocks tell people when you're available, and they tell people, I'm not free at this time, so we need to do this when she's around or when he's around. You know what I mean? So I have created a time block where certain days of the week on my calendar at work, I have blocked them out. That's my lunch hour. It's either I'm going to yoga, I'm taking a walk, I'm going to the gym. It's just, that's time for me, and nobody can, you can't book a meeting at that time. You can't call me at that time. It's blocked out. So when I think about, creating time blocks in my day-to-day life, apart from that one thing that I do is in the morning, I have decided I'm going to work on this stuff. It's the important stuff that needs to get done, and people are waiting for it. Again, I don't want to be the bottleneck. So I have created a time block for this needs to get done. And so this is a time block for this. And then in the afternoon, it's when you're tired, you just don't have the same energy. Then I've created a time block for the other stuff that needs to get done, but it's not all that important. Another way to think about it is creating, I have a time block for answering phone calls or responding to emails, or I have a time block for writing blog posts. So you can also apply this at home, where I say, on Saturday morning, I'm cleaning the house from 9 to 10. 10 to 11, you're taking care of the yard. Shopping time is this time to this time. So that helps you to sort of organize your day, manage your time, and stay productive if that's what you want. I would encourage you to take different things that you struggle to do, that you don't like doing, and create time blocks for them. And that way you know that, this needs to get done at this time, and I have decided that this is when it's getting done, so it's gonna get done. Try that. And procrastination sucks, but when you set up time and you say this needs to get done, and you're like an anal person like me, you're gonna do it. What's the other thing? So the other thing is following up on things. I think that following up sometimes can be viewed as being pushy, but when you work in a setting where you need to cover your what all the time, following up is important, because you don't want to be waiting for somebody to do something, and if it's going to impact what you're doing, follow up on it. You don't want to be, at the end of the, it's crunch time, you need to send out this report, and you're waiting on someone because they forgot to do something, because people do forget stuff. I forget to do stuff, and that's why you need this. That's why you need this 10 things. Make sure that you follow up on, especially those important things that are gonna, that are going to come up. Follow up on the people who are part of the process. If you work in a team, send an email, be like, hey, just a reminder, or just checking in that you're sending this on this date. If somebody's offended by it, I feel like, well, it's just too bad. I just need you to know that I'm expecting this information on this day, and you do what you need to do, but just know that I'm expecting it. And it's worked for me in the sense that sometimes, your boss will come and be like, so why isn't this done? And I'm like, they're just not sending me this stuff. And you know what the question is? Have you checked with them? Have you called them? And I'm like, I have sent them like 3 reminders, and not, and that's when it will be escalated. But I have done my due diligence. I have done my part. I have followed up. I have done what I needed to do essentially to get my work done. And if it's not being sent to me, I can't, that's beyond me. So follow up on stuff. Don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty. Sometimes, don't be pushy either, but don't feel guilty about checking up on somebody if you need something from them. The other thing is creating milestones. The first time I had milestones, I was like, oh, that sounds so lame. But milestones are important, especially when you're setting like goals for the year. Remember, I think we spoke about goals in the last video, where I was saying you need SMART goals. And with SMART goals, you need to create milestones. Now, milestones, even if you're not thinking about goals and you're just trying to be more productive, is really creating sort of like a timeline for a project or a long-term goal or anything like that, something that you're working on. You say, by this day, we need to have done this. By this day, we need to have done this. Or the things that need to get done for this thing to be completed are this: milestone 1, milestone 2, milestone 3. And the way to think about that, for example, if I'm creating, let's say I'm creating a plan for my blog, and I'm saying I want to release something. I need to create milestones for something like that. I need to say that we need to build on this fast. Then we need to create this. Then we need to finish with this. So you're able to check off stuff as you go through the project, and you're able to say, oh, this, you're able to say, if we don't get this done by this date, this is not going to happen. So we need to check off this milestone, and then you'll be able to call out people. You'll be able to spread resources how you need to. So milestones, I wish I started with milestones. Milestones are so important. So check them out, try them out. I'm sure they'll be helpful. The last thing is prioritizing, your tasks or the things that you need to get done. Priorities are important because they help you to kind of like prioritize also your time. Because if you're trying to be more productive, the idea is this needs to get done by this date, and the CEO is looking for it, or I have this contract with this person and they're waiting for it. So if you don't prioritize, you're going to end up working on things that one are not due, or are not relevant, or the simple stuff because it's just easy to do, and you're going to neglect the stuff that actually needs to get done. So create a priority in all those checklists, in all those emails, in all those things that you have to do. Prioritize your stuff by how how it affects things that need to get done. If this needs to get done before that can get done, then you know that you have to work on that one thing. I hope that all this stuff that I've talked about, it's a lot. I hope that it's helpful to you to be more productive. The idea is to free up your space to work on the things that matter, and to use your time more wisely to get more done in less time, which is essentially being more efficient. I do not like to waste time because I have so much to do. So if I can use my time better, if I can spread myself better without spreading myself too thin, then everybody's winning. I hope these tips will help you. If you have any comments, leave them down below, and I hope you have a more productive year going forward. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.